What up, y'all? It's your man, Abuamerican. So I was asked a question that I've had to deal with, and you could probably consider something that I still have to deal with, which is how do you be married to two women who are extremely jealous of each other or hate each other? And to be honest, there's not really a lot of information or material out there about this, because generally, I would advise against doing it. Remember back in the days in my older videos, I used to talk about pro-cooperative attributes. And you want to look for these in your women. You want to make sure they match. Even I talked to a non-Muslim guy. He was talking about this because we were talking about this conversation. He lives in a house with 6 women, or 7, I think. I can't remember how many. It's a lot. And I was like, how do you deal with this? Because it's even something I deal with, and I look to other people for help. You know, when I'm dealing with situations, and he has, someone might have some information for me. Now, he has 7 women under one roof, or 6 women under one roof. I don't know how many it is, whatever. It's not something I do right now. But anyway, getting back to the topic, I'm not going on rants. How do you deal with this? Well, everybody, and I talked about this in another video, because like you guys know, the reason why I stopped making videos is because I've talked about everything, is every woman, and this video was directed towards women. Everyone has to focus on their own situation. Your women have to understand that her relationship is with you. It's not with the other woman. And one thing I like to say to my women is like, you're obsessed with the other wife. Why don't you go marry her and get a place to stay with her? It's like, why are you obsessing over the relationship I have with somebody else and not the relationship that I have with you? And you'll find that most women will do this. They'll obsess about what they think you're doing or what you have or whatever else with your other wife. And this is not really much you can do about this other than remind them that, hey, look, I'm married to you. You're not married to her. Now, when children are involved in everything, it's a little bit more complicated because whether they like it or not, whether they want to hear it or not, whether they accept it or not, and we know how women are about accepting reality, is that they are family to some degree through you. There is a blood connection between the children she has and the children you have. So at some level, there has to be a degree of cooperation. It doesn't have to be, they ain't got to hold hands, they ain't got to kiss each other or whatever else, but there has to be that understanding that our kids are brothers and sisters. Their relationship in regards to each other, it has to be separated. And you have to help this also. You have to, what do you say this? You have to facilitate that. It's like, don't get into long, protracted conversations, drawn out conversations about your other wife or what you're doing with her or why or what or whatever else. And then she has to get into the idea of like minding her own business also. If she feels she's being treated unjustly or unfairly, then she has multiple options. She can go to her wali, or she can wait till Yom Kiyama and just let it go and let it be between you and Allah. She can remind you, that you're making mistakes or whatever else. But really, at the end of the day, those are her options. It's not an option to sit and just harp and complain, give you a hard time, contact the other wife, give her a hard time. Everybody needs to sort of understand what their position in their relationship is with you. If you see that a situation is souring, there was a good relationship and it's no longer good, I've had this happen, then you start the separation process in terms of everybody has their own space, everybody minds their own business. It's obvious it's not going to work, so don't try and force it. I think one of the things that a lot of guys like to do, I don't know if they like to do it, let me not say it like that, but I think what a lot of guys do and what their expectation in their mind is, because we're men and we think different than women, is that we like a lot of family unity. When men get that whole kumbaya thing that women generally have when it comes down to having wives. But women don't have this. Some do. And if you can vet for those attributes, if you can, have those attributes as a constant and consistent one with your women, awesome. But most women over time cannot do it. And those that can, they're exceptional women. Don't have very high expectations. Your relationship is with your individual wives. You are one family. They do need to understand that, whether they like each other or not. There's people in my family, I don't get along with them, but they are my family. And I love them because they're my family. But you can't force people to interact with each other. And then when it comes to women, they're just naturally jealous. They're naturally insecure. And so there's going to be a degree of that. no matter what you do. They need to learn how to control that. You can't control that for them. That's the hard work that women have to do. We as men, we have the burden of performance on us, so we understand automatically that we have to work on ourselves. We have to improve ourselves financially, physically, mentally, everything, socially, so that we can be the men that can have multiple women. But women in general, whether monogamous or polygynous, they don't have the idea in their head that they need to work on themselves and do hard work, especially in 2024. It's just, they automatically expect you to bend and bow and bow and do all these types of things and jump through flaming hoops in flaming underwear or in gasoline underwear, in order to keep them happy. But you can't make someone happy. They have to have that happiness inside of them. And you can accent that. You can, improve that. Don't take away from it. But most of the time, people ruin their own happiness. And that's because they let intrusive thoughts get in the way, and start interrupting what they have. And then they stop appreciating what they have. And this is what women do a lot. They start looking at other situations. They stop paying attention to theirs. And they just automatically view the world from what she's getting and what she has, and not what she has herself and what she herself is getting, which sometimes is equal, if not better, than another woman. So you can't fix that. They have to do the hard work on themselves, and they have to do this themselves. I hope that answers your question. If not, drop it in the comment section. I'm going to be doing more and more videos coming up here in the near future. Got a lot of questions on should I make a comeback, so I'm going to be trying to go down that video and answer questions that are, don't take it wrong if I don't answer your question, but they have value to them, and where I can rehash something that I've already said in a clearer way or a different way, or it's a new question. All right, guys, we'll catch you.